In this video, we're going to be talking about everything KAR98. This is the KAR98 guide for those of you that might be struggling. I want to get a little bit more in-depth with this weapon. We're talking specs, attachments, aiming, and even quickscoping. Let's do it. What's going on, guys? This is Riggs. Thank you for hanging out with me today. We're talking about the KAR98 guide. Right now, we're going to break down all the specs for you guys. The KAR98, technically known as the Carabiner 98 KURS. It is a 7.62 millimeter bolt action sniper rifle. And the fact that this is a world spawn and the amount of damage that it does, we're going to be comparing body damage versus headshot damage. But before we jump into that, it does, because it's bolt action, it's 1.9 seconds in between shots, and the bullets do travel at 760 meters per second. Very comparable to the M24, which is a crate weapon. So as far as body damage, no vest is 82.5, so that's going to be 2 shots. Level 1 vest is 57.7 damage, that's 2 shots. Level 2 vest, 49.5. And level 3 vest, 37.1. So level 2 vest, level 3 vest is going to take 3 shots if they're at full health. Now, this is the big difference here. This is what makes it so special, is the headshot damage. No helmet, 187.5. One shot, you're done. Level 1 helmet, 131.2. One shot, you're done. Level 2 helmet, 112.5. One shot, you're going to the lobby. Level 3 helmet, 84.3. That's going to take 2 shots. But guys, this is a world spawn weapon that can pretty much one-shot you unless you're wearing a level 3 helmet. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check out the different attachments that you can use for your KAR98 and look at the difference, do some compare and contrast. So this is straight out of the box, no muzzle, no cheek pad, no nothing. We do have a 4x scope, and we're shooting we're shooting a target that's 90 meters away using a 4X, which is a pretty common scope to find. So what we're going to do now is we're going to throw the flash hider on and see how much of a difference it makes. The flash hider does have a 10% reduction in vertical and horizontal recoil, and of course, it does hide the flash, which is good for a sniper rifle because you don't want people to know where you are. And if you look at it, I mean, we are still on target. It's a little bit better than no muzzle at all. But as far as the reduction, it's only 10%, not a big deal. This is the compensator. So we shoot center mass. You can see we're still pretty much in center mass after shooting each of these. Now we're going to go ahead and throw on the suppressor. And remember, guys, this is no cheek pad either. And the suppressor is supposed to have a 5% reduction, which is something a lot of people don't know. But the reason why it's a favorite is because it has the sound reduction. It also hides the flash. People have no idea where you are. So this is the compensator and the cheek pad, which together is supposed to have pretty much the least amount of recoil. And you see we are shooting center mass, and we're still pretty much in center mass on this target that is 90 meters away. The only thing is with the compensator, it's very loud and people are going to see where you're shooting from, whether it's a ridge, whether if it's from a building, they're going to see that flash. So now this is the flash hider alongside the cheek pad. And you can see it's still, it's still pretty much the same, you guys, between the flash hider and the compensator. The difference of 10% is not that great. Regardless, you're going to have to retarget, especially if your target's moving. With the suppressor, same thing. You shoot center mass. You can see it does jump up a little bit more than the compensator. But again, regardless, you have to retarget after shooting. So this is no muzzle and a cheek pad, something I'm usually always stuck with because I can never find a muzzle. And it still does really good. But at the end of the day, you either want to go with a flash hider or a suppressor. You don't want people to know where you're shooting when you're using a sniper rifle. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check out the difference in reload times with the ammo bag versus whether you have a cheek pad or nothing at all. So this is going to be a normal reload. We're going to go ahead and shoot 4 shots. And we got 1 more to go. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and reload. You can see the animation. It does take quite a bit of time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to throw on the ever popular ammo bag. Again, we'll go ahead and shoot 4 shots. We'll kind of move back and forth right here. Usually when you're in a sniper situation, that's what you're doing so you don't get killed. And now we're going to reload. And you can see a huge difference, not only in the reload animation, but the ammo bag does provide a 30% faster reload. I would pick up the ammo bag every single time. All right, so this is going to be the aiming and how my settings are. I do have my settings set to hold and release. This is kind of the gateway into quickscoping or flicks. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard, but there is a setting under the settings that says hold and release for both action sniper rifles. You want to go ahead and enable that. So I'm not even pressing, my zoom in or my scope button. All I'm pressing in order to open up my scope is my trigger on the right-hand side, the circle with the bullet in it on the far right-hand side. All I have to do is hold that down and it automatically opens up my scope. The way I release the bullet is by lifting my finger as opposed to tapping it. But it's a setting you definitely want to get used to if you're trying to learn how to quick scope or flick, or you want to open up your scope that much faster. You're going to want to have this setting. All right, and this is the part that I know a lot of people have been asking about is how do you quick scope? How do you flick? I know a lot of you guys have seen, IB and, some other YouTubers doing this or featuring this on their channel. But this is how you're going to do it. And more specifically, for those of you that are not playing on PC, they're not playing on an emulator or L1, R1. Like I said, just in the aiming section of this and how you want to have your settings. For those of you that are thumb players like myself, you have to have your settings set to hold and release as opposed to the traditional, you press the scope button and you go ahead and tap to fire. This is release to fire. And because of how the settings are, all you have to do, I know it's happening very fast, but all you have to do, or all I'm doing is I'm quickly pressing the right trigger button. I'm holding it down. I'm not tapping it. I'm holding it down very quickly and I'm releasing, and that's what's going to go ahead and fire the weapon. And this is how a lot of the people are doing these quick scopes, or what's commonly referred to as flicks, or whatever the freaking names are. But this is how you do it. And of course, you're going to want to constantly be moving back and forth. A good way to practice this is if you get the KAR98 mode in war mode. You're definitely going to want to learn how to flick. It's very, very important. But that's basically a quick guide to how to. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and show you guys some gameplay on the battlefield using the KAR98 in a couple different situations. And you can see on this one, what muzzle do I have on this one? I think I'm actually, I'm suppressed. In this one, you can see this guy is probably, I'd say about 150 meters away. And look at that. You can see when your hit marker turns red, that means it's a headshot. There's another headshot. And you can see that these are level 2 helmets getting popped and you're getting the knock. That one's also about 150, maybe 200 meters away. You can see it was an instant kill with a headshot using the KAR98. I want to get some quick action. So I went ahead and I'm here in the sniper mode. Now the timing is something that you're just going to have to get used to. Again, the bullet does not get to the target instantly. Still, 760 meters per second is very, very fast. But sometimes when you make a shot and you miss, it's just all about making the adjustment, getting comfortable with the weapon. But yeah, when a target is passing, right in front of you, and you're very, very far away, it's just going to come down to timing. It's just going to be something that you're going to have to learn how to do. It's a skill you're going to have to acquire. And then we had this dude probably about 300 meters out, barely registers on the screen. We do get a hit marker on that first shot. He's making a deadly mistake and stop. He's going to get popped using the KAR98. All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the KAR98 guide. We talked about aiming. We talked about quick scoping, attachments. We broke down the specs, the amount of damage that this weapon does. So for my ideal load, of course, I got to have the black and yellow stripes finish. As far as sights, I mean, it's a sniper rifle. So, I mean, pretty much any 4, 6, or 8. I'm not picky. You want to be able to use all 3 of these different optics. But if I had to choose, I'd probably go with 8 or 6, but a 4, I'm going to snatch that up. And as far as muzzles, remember, because this is a sniper rifle, you guys, you want to do your best to reduce the flash. When you're sniping, you don't want people to see you, because more often than not, you are stationary, whether you're in a bush, in a ridge, in the foothills, in a building. So pretty much any flash hider or suppressor, we looked at what happens when we're using no muzzle or any one of these 3 muzzles. The recoil is not that terrible, and no matter what, you're going to have to retarget, especially if you're going for those headshots. And as far as the stock, I'd probably go with the bullet loops, again, just because the recoil reduction in the cheek pad is not that great compared to not having it. And the bullet loops do provide a 30% faster reload time. So I definitely probably go with the bullet loops. And of course, what makes this weapon so special is the fact that it's a world spawn, number 1, and number 2, it will one-shot kill anything that's no helmet, 1 helmet, or no helmet, level 1 helmet, or level 2 helmet, and it 2-shots a level 3 helmet, which is still a pretty rare spawn, pretty rare to find a level 3 helmet still. But that is going to do it. Again, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this, leave it a like. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm coming out with PUBG content for you guys every single day. But until the next one, this has been Riggs from Riggs Gaming. I'll see you in the very next video.